Central New Yorkers are among those remembering the legendary coach, among them a former SU football star who almost played for Paterno and personally was recruited by him. Chris McGrath has the latest.
Joe Paterno will always be an icon to me.
He became a football star at Syracuse University, but Robert Drummond is quick to admit Syracuse was not his top choice coming out of high school.
Penn State was my first choice. Syracuse was my second choice.
Drummond remembers Joe Paterno visiting him twice during his days at Jamesville-Dewitt High School, trying to get him to Happy Valley. It's something Drummond says he'll never forget.
To have someone at the time of Joe Pa's stature come and appreciate you for the things that you do on a high school football field and they want you to come and play at his university, it means a lot to you.
In the end, playing close to home won out, and Drummond became a star tailback at SU. But Coach Paterno was never out of his sights. Drummond played against Penn State in each of his 4 seasons at Syracuse.
Actually, I have a record of 2-2 against Penn State, and not many Syracuse University football players can say that, because Penn State used to dominate Syracuse at one point.
That's why Joe Pa wasn't always a fan favorite in this town, in large part because Penn State seemed to always beat SU.
It was wild. The man was well respected, but it was a game that Syracuse fans were always hungry to win.
In 1987, SU finally knocked off Penn State in the Dome for the first time in more than a decade. But the series would come to an end a few years later, not being revived until 2008, when Joe Pa made his final trip to Syracuse. For all his wins on the field and generosity off it, critics say Paterno should have done more when he first was told about child sex abuse allegations against former assistant Jerry Sandusky. It's what ultimately led to his firing at Penn State in November.
I hope people are not that shallow to remember him by something that he didn't even do.
I think we'd be really naive to believe that the last statement won't be, but...
While Paterno's legacy will be debated, Drummond, who almost became part of that legacy, believes Joe Pa died with a broken heart. Reporting in Syracuse, I'm Chris McGrath.